on the pod today.
Hey.
And Nelson on the pod today.
Hello.
And of course, I'm your host, Eric. We've got a more jam-packed episode than I thought originally. I write scripts for all of these episodes, and when I was scripting this one out, I was like, there's not much going on, and then just stuff started breaking. So we'll see if we can get to all of it. But before that, let's go around the room and let's see what everyone's been up to. Ryan, what you been playing and watching?
I'm playing a little too much Valheim. I don't know if you guys heard of that one. A lot of that. Sekiro, Guild Wars 2. That's it.
Yeah, I did want to get your opinion on Valheim. How's that treating you?
It's addicting, man. If you ever played Minecraft, so think of it's not a really good comparison. Think of like Minecraft, the way you build stuff, but think of like you ever played a game with like a gear grind, and you get the gear and you fight the boss and you do the thing. So there's like a mixture of materials. You have to go out and go to different islands and sail and all that kind of stuff to get it, and you go into the next boss. It's a survival based game as well, so you gotta like keep your food up, and then the physics, it's a 5-man team, by the way. 5-man team. The physics in that game are what sell me the most. For being such a small indie title, the physics are really great, and it's a really charming art style where it's pixely, but the environment's really beautiful, so it's easy to get kind of swept away in doing that. Yeah, man, it's a great game. The combat's fun. The whole Viking aesthetic is great, because you go to like each boss and like you'll have this real somber, sweet sounding music just going around, and you'll get like really heavy metal music when you're fighting like a big Viking boss, and your objective is to kill all these bosses in Valheim, and when you do, you get to go to Valhalla. And then, game's over. But I'm not there yet. It's great.
You said that there's a 5-man team. It's cooperative. It's meant to be.
No, I'm sorry. So let me rephrase that. So the team that made it, Coffee Stain Studios, it's five men. Only 5 people made this game. Really impressive.
Gotcha.
And now for the game, it's up to 10 players. You can play up to 10 people together at once. And it's in early access right now, so it's not like a fully realized game. They get a lot of feedback where they need it, and then they put out a big roadmap for the whole year, which I don't know if you guys saw, but they sold 3 million copies, which is $60 million, something like that. And then after Steam fees, and they became millionaires over 2 weeks, but they're hiring more people for the team, and hopefully they'll deliver more for the game.
Yeah,
it sounds like something I would enjoy.
It's fun.
You get, did you ever play original World of Warcraft, Ryan?
Oh, yeah.
I've heard people say they get that kind of itch, like when they...
I don't get that. I get, you love Breath of the Wild. You play Breath of the Wild, right? Like eating and food, yeah. Honestly, it feels like Breath of the Wild met with Minecraft and met with, World of Warcraft, I guess is a good example. But I feel more Breath of the Wild than anything when I play that game.
Cool.
In terms of just like how they survive. Because you cook stuff too, right? And like, real quick example, you have like a stamina bar. And stamina, you use stamina for everything. Fighting, blocking, swimming, whatever. And there's certain foods that you can eat that gives you better stamina. And there's also better foods you can eat. Like, there's an undead guy you kill, right? You basically take his guts and you mix it with some meat and you make sausages. And that gives you like a high vitality and so forth. It's kind of like that. So,
man, I just sold all my cigarettes in Red Dead. I wasn't messing with them.
Yeah, so definitely more Breath of the Wild than World of Warcraft, personally. But
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How about you, Nelson? What you been up to?
Oh, playing a ton of Mario. A lot of Mario. The 3D World plus Bowser's Fury came out about a week and a half ago for Switch. Finished both. On the extra stuff in 3D World, like the hard levels and things. Really enjoy it. Bowser's Fury is like this new open worldish take on Mario, and it's really neat.
is it based in 3D like Mario World or whatever? Is it like in that same game? The last one with the cats? Is it in that one? Or is
Yeah,
it
relies a lot on that framework. It's basically, imagine like if maybe 6 or 7 of the levels from 3D World were just scattered around a big open area. That's what this open world is kind of like. It's like a big lake lagoon type area. You're riding around on the Plessy. She's like the dinosaur character that they have now for you to ride around on. That's how you get from level to level. And basically, Bowser Jr. has recruited Mario to save his dad, Bowser. And he
Doug Bowser
has been in. Yes, Douglas Bowser, and he's like got infected with like this goop, this black sludge type stuff, and he is at the center of this island, like sleeping always. And every few minutes or so, you could see the big shell rise up and start spinning. And he awakens, and he's like this huge, like Godzilla-sized
big
version of
kaiju.
Bowser.
Okay, gotcha.
Right, and basically you either have to wait him out. He'll stay around, and he's like constantly shooting fire everywhere, and spikes are falling, and you can either wait him out, or if you collect a cat shine, which is basically like the equivalent of a star in this game, he'll get hurt and he'll go back to sleep for a little while. And that's kind of the pace of the game. You're kind of going, bouncing around. It's all happy. And then all of a sudden, sky turns black and it's all hell breaks loose kind of thing. It's cool.
Nice.
It's cool.
Yeah, it sounds like a big departure from everything else. You checked out Nomadland recently, right?
Yeah. That's a movie I feel like I've heard about for like at least probably a year now. It was big in the film festival circuit last year. It's on Hulu now. It stars Frances McDormand, and it's directed by Chloe Zhao. And it's basically about a woman who has kind of lost everything who used to live in this mining town called Empire. And once the mine went under, like the whole town collapsed. So she's basically taken to becoming a nomad and has like converted her, like this van that she bought to like live in it and cook in it. And she's taken to this lifestyle. It's a cool movie. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Wow. Just comparing it to like The Little Things and Judas and the Black Messiah, same kind of level, better, worse?
It doesn't have it's a more subdued movie than both of those, I would say. It's a lot of, I haven't done research on this, but I think it's a lot of non-actors in the movie with McDormand.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
It's a lot of like real people who live this lifestyle.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And it's good. She's great in it.
I've been wanting to check it out. It looked really interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm going to check that one out this weekend.
Yeah, highly recommend.
She's the same director that's going to be directing the Eternals for Marvel, isn't it right? Or is that a different movie?
Yeah. She's been recruited by the Mouse Gang, and it'll be a big departure from this, I think. I don't think have anything in line with Nomadland, but I'm excited for that. She seems like a great filmmaker.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we checked out some movies too, me and Kayla. We had, I think, intended to see Promising Young Woman.
I thought that's what was happening.
But we checked out Pieces of a Woman. Those are not the same movies, by the way. I can't speak to Promising Young Woman yet. We haven't checked that one out, but Pieces of a Woman is sad as fuck. Like that is a sad movie, folks.
The opening scene is very long, and finally it was over, and I looked over at Eric. I was like, "This is not where I thought this movie was going," because I thought we were watching Promising Young Woman. Like this this is nothing like I thought.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a oneer, but like it's a long extended scene, and then you see the title card. So it's a good 20 minutes before you see the title card, probably. And it's Vanessa Kirby from like Mission Impossible and whatnot, and Shia LaBeouf, and they're a family that's gonna have a child. You can tell, Vanessa Kirby's gonna have a child, and
Don't spoil anything.
Yeah, and you basically see that happen, and it's intense. It is an intense movie. I would say if you wanna just like be a little depressed and really at the edge of your seat, I guess, because that's what I was. I would say check that one out. Steer clear if you're looking for something light. Not light.
What did you watch that on?
Gosh, what was that? Hulu?
Netflix?
Netflix?
I think we watched it on Netflix.
Might have been Netflix.
Yeah,
Netflix.
I'm pretty sure.
It's on Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Nomadland is Hulu, by the way,
Yes.
if I didn't say that.
If you're looking at those, maybe not the emotional undertone, but if you're looking for the music, if you like the Hobbit movies and Lord of the Rings movies, Howard Shore does do the score, so if any redemption in that movie,
And
that
Pieces of a Woman?
Piece of Woman, yeah, maybe
Okay.
make it less depressing.
Wow.
I thought the music was pretty good. That makes sense. It was good overall. I don't want to like sell it short. The acting was, like Shia LaBeouf.
It was great. I saw it. It's good.
I don't like the guy.
You see Dick?
But
Just note it.
you see Dick. So spoilers. Dick. Yeah.
He's not shy about
The
that.
big buff.
He is a dick, apparently. He's a terrible human being.
Yeah.
He plays one very well as well. He's pretty good at
that's
it.
essentially his character, and you can tell. He kind of plays like a substance abuser and stuff like that. So you can tell he's pulling from real life a little bit there, but
He's an abuser, all right. Yeah.
We also watched I Care a Lot. I Care
Same.
a Lot, I think is how I should say it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a movie.
That was interesting. Yeah, that was...
What's that about? I have not seen that.
what is that lady's name?
Rosamund Pike.
So she is a legal guardian who gets the court to appoint her to be the legal guardian of elderly people, and she basically puts them in a home and sells all their stuff and keeps all their money. But of course she tries to do that to somebody who she thinks is like a golden egg, but she's got friends, so it's a little crazy.
How does Peter Dinklage fit in all that?
Oh, he's in there.
He's the
He's
friend.
in there. He's
He's the main antagonist.
Wow, okay.
Let's say, he's in it a lot. He's in just every scene that Rosamund Pike's not in. Peter Dinklage is in. So
yeah, no, I love Rosamund Pike.
Yeah, she's kind of playing very similar to her character from Gone Girl, and she's kind of got the same vibe, and she does it well. You're supposed to kind of sympathize with her character essentially, because she's like the main character, and she gets into some stuff, let's say. So I think you're meant to kind of sympathize, but she's an awful human. She's a terrible person in this movie. So it's an interesting dynamic. Did you say you checked it out too, Nelson?
Yeah, I watched it last night.
Oh, okay.
And real mixed feelings on it overall. I don't know if I would recommend it, because I think it's a really entertaining film and a well-made film, but just like you said, they want you to root for this person. They want you to think she's like the hero of this movie or something, and I don't know if people will react that way when watching it, because I didn't. I was just like, yeah, she sucks. Let's go. I want bad things to happen to her.
So is it like a love-hate thing, like Cersei Lannister, that you love to hate her, or like they're like really forcing like you should like this person sort of feeling on you?
No,
okay.
No, they give you nothing to to empathize with this person, except that she's in trouble, and
it's kind of got
it doesn't really work.
Yeah,
She's got style. I can say like she puts together a nice outfit.
She's very well dressed. I think it's got a very similar. I mean, not to compare it to a movie like Casino or any of those mob movies or whatever, but Scarface, whatever you want to say, like it's kind of got a similar vibe of like super charismatic main character who's a piece of shit. Like she's doing bad things. Yeah, like Nelson said, they want you to like sympathize with her and stuff, but like right from the beginning of the movie, she's already so like before her character's really even established, she's just kind of bad, just like she's doing bad shit.
She's a predator.
Yeah, exactly. So it's hard. It's really hard to really like that person, even when
you told me.
Yeah, even when they get into shit, like she gets into a lot of trouble, let's say.
People idolize the Tony Montana character from Scarface. There's no way you'll see people with I care a lot posters. I don't see that happening.
She's got no big quotes or anything like that in the movies and pull out a big old machine gun, no?
I think you could just, I care a lot. I think that's the quote. Okay.
She's a predator, and they're our prey. They talk about that a lot.
Yeah, definitely. She has some interesting like monologues and stuff. That she does some like inner monologues that are interesting, like her worldview, but it's a fucked up worldview. So
yeah.
Oh boy. And I did want to mention we finished Hollow Knight. I think I mentioned in a previous pod.
Congrats.
What a game.
It's so cute. I love it so much.
Big recommend on Hollow Knight. It's a little old at this point. It came out in 2017?
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think it's all over. It was free on PlayStation Plus at one point. It's on Game Pass. That's how I played it.
Yeah.
It's probably like $20 or something all over. But highly recommend it. I normally it's a Metroidvania type game. It's a 2D platformy type game. Not my genre of games whatsoever, but I gave it a chance and I was hooked. I put in almost 35 hours at this point, and I'm gonna do like some extras and stuff too. So big recommend on Hollow Knight. I did want to put that one out there.
Yeah, I would see it on sale.
Yeah. If you get a chance, if you haven't like played it, Ryan, I know Nelson loves it, but give it a chance. It's real fun. It's real pretty too. I think it's one of those games that like you can just show people and say, "Oh, look how cool this game looks."
Yeah, it has such a pretty art, pretty and cute, and dark though.
The sound,
yeah, it's like Pixar and Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. It's I can't recommend it enough.
Design.
Yeah, so shifting gears a little bit to the news section, I wanted to start with BlizzCon. So Blizzard threw a big convention. It's actually Blizzard's 30th year, so they're doing a 30-year extravaganza. They did 2 days. Normally they would have a in-person convention, but they did an online virtual event. Blizzard, if you don't know, they are the developer of games like StarCraft, World of Warcraft, Diablo, Overwatch. They've got a huge catalog that people really, really enjoy. And I did want to touch on it mainly because it seems to dovetail a lot with the Nintendo Direct that we talked about in one of our previous episodes. I felt like Nintendo did so much of their show was remasters, ports, things of that nature, kind of leaning on existing properties, that type of thing. Not really any like new IP or even just a real big announcement or game like a Breath of the Wild type, announcement for Nintendo. Blizzard essentially did the same thing. They announced the Rogue class that's coming to Diablo 4, but they didn't give many other details. That game's forthcoming, but it won't release this year. Diablo 2 is getting a remaster that is supposed to come out this year. They announced some details of Overwatch 2 as well, but they kind of leaned really heavily into their existing IP. Nothing new, nothing, in my opinion, really exciting. What did you guys catch any of that coverage? Did anything stand out?
Yeah, I saw the whole thing. Same sentiments, man. I'm not big on remasters or HD remakes just because how I think predatory those like kind of games are, and they usually sell at full price. Not a big fan of like Skyward Sword being $60, for example, but Diablo 2 was 20 years ago. The remaster, I have to give it credit where it's due. It looks gorgeous. And, if I were to get it for any system, it would be Nintendo Switch. It's a perfect handheld. Like, you pull it out, roll through some dungeons. It looks gorgeous. And if they don't sell it for like a crazy amount of money, I think it'd be worth people who haven't played it 20 years ago, worth their time and money. But everything else, yeah, it just felt really stale and just nothing of significance other than Metallica concert.
Yeah. What'd you think of that sick Metallica concert, Nelson?
Oh, it was really good. I think they messed up the tuning or something on their instruments there. But yeah, they had a little snafu. They were doing like a live stream through Twitch, and Twitch at one point just somehow thought there'd be like a copyright strike, and switched it over to like this Christmassy video gamey kind of L music at some point.
Oh, it is so good. Check it out on like YouTube. It's all over. Just like type in Metallica BlizzCon. It's really good. It plays like 5 seconds of Metallica. So it's a video. It's Metallica playing, I think, at a previous event. They like played live at BlizzCon. And it starts off with For Whom the Bell Tolls, I think is what they're playing. And
yeah.
And you just see them rocking out. I mean, they're going to town, they're headbanging. And like Nelson said, it's like a video game mixed with Christmas music, like electronic pling plong, plingy pling pling. Like it's ridiculous. Yeah. It's so good. So please check it out. I wouldn't have known about that without you, Ryan. You shared that, and bravo.
It's an irony because, if you guys remember back in the day, they had that big war with Napster about digital rights and everything. And the terrible thing about Twitch is that how their system works is that you have to remember, this was on their front page. This is a huge deal. Blizzard paid them $1 million to do this big concert for them. And then Twitch, under their own bot system, the developers of the bot system couldn't stop the for it happening, which is hilarious. But yeah, it's just so good and hilarious.
I hope somewhere in that code, the code to Napster is being used. Like Napster just needed 20 years to get back up. Yeah. Oh boy. So yeah, BlizzCon was a little bit of a bust. Diablo 2, I don't have any relationship to it, so I know that one. I wish Josh could have been on this pod. I know he is a big fan of Diablo 2.
Yeah.
So he was a little surprised.
That's like the top-down multi co-op, right?
Yeah. We had played Diablo 3 quite a bit. You and I played through it, and also me, Nelson, Tomas, and I forget who else. But yeah, I played through that campaign twice. Diablo 3. Was it Josh? Oh yeah, it was Josh. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun, and I've heard good things of Diablo 2. Just never checked it out, but it looks pretty.
Diablo 4 is a brand new chapter.
It will be. Yeah, they announced it a little while back, and they've kind of given some breadcrumbs and details. At cool. BlizzCon, their big announcement was one of the classes from the previous games, the Rogue, is going to be in it. So they kind of detailed that class.
I do remember that now. Okay.
Yeah, but
I don't think I don't think that class has been available since Diablo 1.
That's right, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right.
For D2, I put hundreds of hours in that game back in the day, and I think I've got my fill, even though it looks shiny and new. I don't think I'd be purchasing it again personally, but yeah.
What about 4?
We'll see if it launches better than 3. Then I'll get it. I played through the 3 campaign. It was great, but it'll be forever remembered as like one of the biggest, like, worst launches they've ever had. They oversold 6.6 million copies, I think, and like they just didn't have. There's so many connection errors, and like it lasted forever. The queue was forever when you the first time you logged into that game for the first week, I believe, as well. There's just a bunch of errors, but the game itself was fun. It's enjoyable. The story's great. Cutscenes are amazing. It's Diablo. If you like Diablo, you're gonna love it. But hopefully 4 kind of rectifies those issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they can do well to Diablo 2, because it seemed like with Warcraft 3 they really dropped the ball with that remake or remaster.
Oh man, yeah, I was really sad about that one. They dropped it completely. I was looking forward to that, and they did not deliver. So
yeah, it'd be a real. Blizzard's been a little on the downswing, whatever you want to call it, lately. They've lost a lot of talent, that kind of thing. So they kind of need to take some big swings and really, have some home runs. So we'll see. Yeah, if Diablo 2 launches poorly, or Overwatch 2, and any of these launches go poorly, I think it's going to be just like following a trend that they've had. So that's kind of scary, because they're like I said, 30-year-old company at this point, and at one time top of the hierarchy of all video game creators. So we'll see.
Yeah, it seems like the Activision influence has shown up a lot within that company.
Touch on that. They actually own now that part of Activision. So when they first got acquired, that was a big concern, but they own most of it now. It's kind of just their own doing. We just, they're blunders. Nothing by Activision anymore. Yeah, they own most.
Yeah, I know there were like a lot of layoffs and a lot of people leaving. I think that's the biggest issue. Is from everything I've heard, it's just not Blizzard. Like it's the Blizzard name, but it's not the talent. Most of the talent has moved on or been let go, or a combination of things. So that's the scary part. Is like they have all this great IP. People want, I'm sure, another StarCraft. They want Overwatch 2 to be something special. They want Diablo 4 to be something special. World of Warcraft to continue to get support, and it's looking less and less likely, I guess.
I agree with you. Yeah. I mean, people have to realize, they've been king for so long in that land, but since then you got Riot, you got Bungie, you got Amazon. They're taking all the talent. Riot's, you guys know who Riot is? League of Legends, one of the biggest games on the earth. They're developing an MMO, and they have been for a while. Amazon developing a new MMO. All these different type of archetypes that Blizzard kind of were making and other games are making. They're all making these big moves to kind of, get past the Titan, so to speak, which is it's good. Competition's healthy. I'm excited.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's going to be good for gamers, for people who want something new. So I also mentioned there was all kinds of late breaking news, quite a bit from PlayStation actually. One thing, the Twisted Metal TV show got a little more traction. It had been rumored, I think, for a while now, but they've actually put some names behind it. It's going to be executive produced by Will Arnett. So that's kind of interesting, and some of the writers on it, writers and directors are from the Deadpool team. So kind of an interesting. I guess they're going to lean heavily into.
That's the only route you can go.
I guess so. I guess they're going to lean heavily into the comedic aspect of it, as opposed to going the route of like Mortal Kombat, which looks to be just like a little more brutal, violent. Kind of in my mind, if I think of Twisted Metal, I think of like, it's just Fury Road. It's just Mad Max Fury Road, but like a video game.
I don't remember any story of Twisted Metal. Like, I felt like that was just like you dropped in, I picked Axel, and I drove around and tried to like kill each other.
I know it's like a tournament or something, and it's like held by Calypso is I think the like main boss or the main antagonist, whatever, and that's as far as I know. Yeah, kind of. I think like
I did not even realize there were story to that. I thought it was just like a.
I think there's like a paragraph that pops up in that first Twisted Metal, and that's all the story you get as far as that game.
And then when you win, it just tells what happens to you. That's all it does. So the beginning,
like
and the end.
I don't even think I realized that you could win anything in that.
So this just tells me Will Arnett is a huge Twisted Metal fan. This is all this tells me. I would never expected that.
Yeah, I hope that's the case. Like, I hope it just wasn't like, let's find a funny guy who's like connected in Hollywood.
But we don't want to play Ryan Reynolds. But
yeah.
But we'll get all his writers.
Hey, we don't know who's going to be casted. You know, it might be Ryan Reynolds, might be Sweet Tooth or whatever.
No, he's going to be Axel.
Sure. Maybe he's Calypso.
I mean, if anyone can just hold on to two giant wheels, it's him or Chris Evans, right? So,
right. So Twisted Metal. PlayStation also announced a brand new VR platform for the PS5. Not a huge VR guy myself. Do you? Take it, whoever wants it. Do any of you, like, are you pumped about VR, the future of VR, anything like that?
No. The barrier to entry is just so high if you want, like, a top-of-the-line kind of headset. It's over $1,000, I believe. And I don't really see the support out there for it either. If Sony can bring the software that goes with the hardware, then they could sway me, but I don't have a lot of faith in that though.
I've tried the Oculus a couple times, just a couple friends who had it, and just it's a cool experience for sure. But I can never imagine myself playing games like that. Maybe like puzzle interactive games, but I don't see anything too AAA, taking off with that type of system. And Mike's right, it's just not really affordable.
I would like to try VR. I've never tried it, but I am concerned about having like headaches or like vision difficulty and getting dizzy and stuff like that. So you never want to spend. Right, you don't want to spend that much money on something either that then you never use.
Yeah, I've never even thought of that aspect.
That reminds me
of a lot of people have these and don't use them.
Oh man!
Like you got Half-Life Alyx, and that's, I don't know. It's like your big huge experience that you get.
It reminds me of the time I went to GameStop and Sony had like they're pushing their VR, and they just like a Sony rep there that was like letting people try in their headsets. And I just remember
one of those too.
I just remember all the kids putting on like the headset and like having trouble. Like not having them smash the TV, like every single one of them.
Yeah.
It was the most amusing thing in the world because they don't the perception that it's not the same, so they're having trouble staying in place and not hitting themselves in the head.
I'm concerned about. I would be concerned about that too, or just like I don't know. You need a safe place to play that. You need enough space. You need
a bouncy house, if you will. Yeah.
Right.
They're kind of saying the right things with this. Like, I know the original PSVR had multiple cords. They had to worry about tripping over. They say this is just going to have one cord. You had to use the old PlayStation Move controllers from the PS3 era. With these, they seem like they're going to have like a ground up controller that feels more like the DualSense controller. So they seem serious about it, and we'll see how serious they are.
Yeah, they also announced a state of play for this Thursday. We're recording on Tuesday right now, so in 2 days from today, they're going to have a big 30-minute state of play. Maybe there'll be more details on that. Hopefully some more games, announced on that. That's probably the most exciting thing. We'll see. What's up?
It's going to be 10 games.
Oh, okay.
10 games they're going to talk about.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, that's excellent, because I can't even think of what those would be. I mean, you got Ratchet and Clank, Horizon 2, maybe God of War 2, but I don't know, I'm drawing a blank after that, kind of.
I think like the press release says it's going to be more info on the last big state of play. I think that was in June of last year. More probably release dates on a lot of that smaller stuff, and probably another look at Horizon and Ratchet, and maybe some new stuff.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for Last of Us 2's multiplayer, whatever that is. I've heard nothing but good things about the first one. I never checked out I missed the boat, I think, on the first one. What was that called? Resistance, or not Resistance, but Factions, right? Was what the multiplayer in the first one was called. And anyone who I've heard has played it enjoyed the hell out of it. So I love the second game, and I love the first game for that matter. I'm real interested to see if it's anything like the first one, if it's any good. I just want more Naughty Dog stuff. I don't know what the future of Naughty Dog is right now. I don't know what their Uncharted is supposedly done, I think, at this point. There's no more to tell really in the Last of Us universe, as far as like a Ellie story or anything like that. So, just want more from that studio, whatever. Or something new. That's fine too. That would be what I have my fingers crossed on.
Yeah, any new IP from them, I would be completely interested in. See what they do with it. They're always stellar with whatever they make. So,
yeah,
I think at this point they would want to move on. I think so.
That's a smart move. I think they've told Nathan Drake's story. I think they've told Ellie and Joel's story. That'd be the smart thing to do. A multiplayer thing can still be in the same universe, and that's fine. Doesn't have to have any story whatsoever. But ideally, the next big story that they tell is something completely different.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while for that though, unless they were already working on it.
What are you hoping to see? What are you hoping to see, Kayla, from the state of play?
I would love to see some God of War, but I don't know if it will. That's my most anticipated.
Ooh, we might get a more than just a title splash. We'll see.
Yeah, that's my number one.
They might actually officially announce the name, maybe.
Boy.
Go without, assumptions.
Right. Yeah.
That's the wildest thing. It's just everyone's just assuming it's called Ragnarok, but that's not the official name at this point.
Yeah, you think they would have clarified that, but
maybe that's what they'll do.
Or maybe it's Project Ragnarok at this point, and then
Project Triangle Ragnarok.
I'm into it. I'm here for it. Transitioning a bit, I did want to just reflect on our first month, guys. We've been doing this for almost a month. We're getting there. This will actually be the last episode to drop in the month of February, technically. This will hit on Friday the 26th. 8 episodes. So that's really great. And, it's been, we're growing, I think. We had some issues, technical and otherwise, but, really.
We're learning.
Yeah, we're learning, and I think we're getting better, and I really, really enjoy that aspect. So what I kind of wanted to do is look forward to the future. March, is coming really fast. There's some good stuff coming out in the video game world and the movie and TV world. So I kind of wanted to break that down a little bit, talk about what we're really anticipating for March to be, maybe some of the things we're going to do in the podcast, and kind of go from there. So I did generate a list, not a ton in my mind of big game highlights, at least that I'm super interested in. Feel free to bring up something that you guys are really pumped for. 4 that I found in March, games-wise. Stubbs the Zombie, because I had never heard of it before, and, I gotta see what this is. The Prince of Persia remake, I've heard nothing but good stuff about the original, so I think this will be my chance to play that one for the first time. It Takes Two, the new Joseph Fares, I think that's what his name is, Joseph Fares. He makes just cool, weird co-op stuff, and this looks like another cool, weird co-op game about divorce, I think. and then Monster Hunter Rise. Personally, I'm not all that. I probably won't get it. I probably won't play it, but I'm really interested to see if it takes off and how much everyone else in the group really likes that one. Anything in March stand out to you guys? Anything that I named or otherwise?
It Takes Two looks really, really cool. I kind of ignored it. It debuted at the Game Awards, and just the kind of art style of it it just didn't click with me. But I watched they released a new trailer this week, and it looks really fun, really inventive what they're doing with the co-op stuff, and just the story in general seems really cool.
Yeah, I love that dude's passion. He's wild. And he just throws stuff at the wall. I mean, like A Way Out, his most recent, I wouldn't call it a great game. I don't even know if I would call it like a exceptionally good game, but it was a fun game. Like, it was fun. It messed around with a bunch of different control things.
Co-op stuff.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Yeah. The co-op aspect is just like, that's so, me and Kayla love playing games together.
We love
it. Just having that available, where you don't need to, play with strangers or whatever. I like Warzone just as much as the next guy, but just being able to sit on your couch and play, together with someone else is ideal.
Yeah, because it's so hard to play things that are multiplayer, not couch op together, because then that means we have to have 2 TVs, 2 of the systems, 2 of the games most of the time, and be in separate rooms to be able to play together. That's no fun.
Yeah. So, what did you think? Have you seen any of the trailer or anything for It Takes Two, Ryan?
No, I have no clue anything you guys are talking about there. About divorce, right?
It's a relationship. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, no, I have no clue.
Two.
Yeah, they're going through couples therapy, right? And every new instance of the game is working on their chemistry and stuff. So they have 2 pieces of a magnet.
Okay.
Each character gets another piece of the magnet, and they're having to create platforms for the other one to magnetize onto. Or they get this bee gun. They're shrunk down, by the way. These characters get really shrunk down.
Oh.
Therapy.
And one character's spraying this ignitable bee fluid or something, and then the other character is has a way to spark it, and you're creating these explosions, and you have to create new ways to get through for the other person, and it looks really cool.
If anyone's watching the video of this, I'm writing down Ignitable Bee Fluid for a potential episode title. So,
I don't know.
How would you describe it?
Ignitable Bee Fluid is kind of it's pretty great. It's either that or an indie band. I think they're touring with Beck right now.
Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves, the divorce version, maybe. I don't know. You said they get it shrunken down, right? Super small, ant size.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's similar to a Little Nightmares type situation where the environments are all large in comparison to the characters. I think Kayla kind of joked about it. I think a minute ago. They're in couples therapy. A shrink. I think that guy Joseph Fares is not a subtle man. He's anything but a subtle man. So that one looks really great. so the games, for March, we'll probably hit on those things. I think me and Kayla will definitely be playing It Takes Two and doing a rundown of that one.
Prince of Persia too. I'll definitely want to play that.
Yeah. Did you play the original, Mike?
No, I played the sequel, which was Godsmackified.
Oh man,
by that point. Yeah, I standalone game. No, I remember Prince of Persia being like the game of that year. Like, so much hype. So many magazines I read like had it as like, perfect scores, game of the year stuff. And man, this remake looks really fugly.
Oh, I haven't even seen it.
You think so?
It looks so. It looks worse than my memory of the screenshots for that PS2 era game. It looks gross. I don't want any part of it.
Have they released new footage? The original footage that I saw was not that pretty. But has there been any like new release trailers or anything?
No, they had the announcement trailer last year. The game was supposed to be out last year, but COVID. And yeah, they haven't said anything since, other than that delay that they were delaying it into March. So maybe they slapped a fresher coat of paint on it. I doubt it.
Yeah, I almost wonder if that is the case, similar to Halo, once they got kind of blowback for not looking up to people's expectations. Obviously a bigger budget on Halo than a Prince of Persia remake, but yeah, I hope so. Just because I've only heard good things about that game and not being able to experience it up until this point. That's what's exciting, for me. If it is, it's a lot of people's like, on their top 10 lists and stuff like that. I've heard, so people really like the game.
I think games like Assassin's Creed have kind of eaten that game's lunch, though. I don't think people will be able to go back to it and have those same glasses on, like I remember in like Assassin's Creed 2, you would like enter this great big room and you'd be like, okay, I have to get up there, and you'd have to like, wall run on stuff and swing on this. And that's essentially what Prince of Persia is. And
yeah, no, it made the genre for sure. It set, a good foundation for all those Assassin's Creed games after, when you guys say Prince of Persia, I'm dating myself, but, there was an actual Prince of Persia game for the Apple back in the 1990s that I played. And whenever you're saying remake, I'm like, they're making a remake of that game? Overdue. But, yeah, no, I looked at some of those screens you're talking about. They don't look that great.
Oh, really? It's still looking really bad?
Looking really bad, yeah, so maybe it'll sell, maybe it won't.
Fine, cross it out, that's fine. Stubbs the Zombie, that'll be the one. So let's shift into the TV and movies, because I think this is a kind of at least for me, I'm a little more excited at what's coming up in March, and I guess late February, because I did want to mention Tom and Jerry. That's an interesting thing. You guys gonna check out Tom and Jerry at all?
Hell yeah, dude. Tom and Jerry was my jam back in the day. In all seriousness, probably not. But maybe if I'm drunk one night and I get really bored, maybe. I like Hit Girl. She's cool. So Tom and Jerry and Hit Girl, can't go wrong.
It will be played in my house. I don't know if the kiddos are gonna... I don't know if they even know who Tom and Jerry are. So I don't think they have any frame of reference to those characters. So we'll see. Maybe they'll latch onto it.
Yeah, I feel like Tom and Jerry a little bit isn't in the same realm as like Mickey Mouse, or I'm trying to think of other cartoon. Yeah. Other cartoons that kind of are just in the consciousness more often. Tom and Jerry doesn't strike me as just being relevant consistently like a lot of other kids shows that we grew up, or even kids shows movies, etc. from the 50s, 60s, 70s that still, people have a relationship or whatever with. I don't know about Tom and Jerry. I don't know. I think you said
It's
like
as old as time, cat and mouse.
Yeah.
yeah. I want to see if that if it's any good. Like similar to like Detective Pikachu. I wasn't gonna check that one out, and then it started getting pretty like solid reviews. People genuinely kind of liked it more or less, and I was like, yeah, I'll check that out. I'm the same way with Sonic too. That movie, seemed to be a lot better than what people thought initially. So I want to check that one out. So Tom and Jerry's kind of in the same vein in my mind. So that's February 26th. You gonna check out that Biggie documentary, Mike? I know you're a big Biggie boy.
When I saw this on the script, I had no idea that it was even coming out, and I was like, man, I've seen the behind the music for Biggie like 12 times. Yeah. Like, I think I kind of know what's going on there. But I watched the trailer for it, and it looks cool. It's a ton of like archival stuff that probably no one's ever seen, and it looks like it's more about his before he blew up big, like before he became Biggie. So
as a prequel to Biggie when he was small.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised it isn't getting more buzz. It seems like those kind of documentaries are kind of in right now. Everything from like the all the the Bulls stuff. It seems like people are really eating up. Yeah. It just feels like people are kind of eating up, especially that like early '90s, mid '90s type stuff. Everyone's kind of eating that up, want to dig in more, and I'm surprised Netflix isn't pushing it more because I'm pretty interested.
Cool. That like there was a Biggie biopic some years ago that seemed to just came and went. I wonder if Tupac just is the one that won out between those two as far as relevance. Like people seem to know his story more and to know like his face more right away.
You're a Tupac, right, Kayla?
Yeah.
Same. I was never a Biggie.
If only Biggie had been in California Love, like man. I think I like Biggie. I think I'm a Biggie, but California Love's like my favorite song of the '90s, so it's tough. Like it's.
It was all just a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
But I get that line wrong all the time. I try to use that line in jokes all the time, and I always get it wrong.
Well, I also like to drink champagne because I'm thirsty, so.
Cheers.
Coming to America hits March 5th. I think you're a fan, right, of the first, Nelson?
Love Coming to America. It might be my favorite 80s movie. I think it holds up. I watched it after they announced watching this trailer. Selena and I we watched it the first.
It's so good, isn't it? Just like every person that comes in that movie is just great. That's when he really started doing I think that's his first time he started doing different roles for himself. Like the barbershop boys, the old men. He started doing that bit, leaning real heavy into it. Oh man, Louis Anderson in there of all people. You had Samuel L. Jackson. It's such a big, crazy cast, man. I loved it.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's coming out. They dusted off James Earl Jones.
90, pushing 90, man.
Oh boy.
Eddie's putting on the barbershop crew will be there. Sexual Chocolate guy's gonna be there.
Yeah,
what
was his name? His name was Eric LaSalle. Was Daryl? I'm surprised they got him back. Yeah.
Yeah, it got me really hyped. I was listening to the rewatchables listening to it on the Ringer, and that was they did the first one. They rewatched it and broke that one down, and that really got me hyped for the sequel. So pretty exciting. March 12th.
More Wesley.
Yeah, he needs money, so
he does.
Oh, so March 12th. This one is super anticipated for me, but I'm also Cherry. Cherry is coming out. This is a Tom Holland movie.
Sorry, I think you missed one. There was two movies the same day as coming to
Oh,
America.
you know,
right?
you're right.
Raya?
I did. Raya is also coming out on March 5th. So super pumped about that. I should have given Raya her due. I think we're all pretty pumped for that one, right? Like, I don't know about you, Ryan. I haven't talked to you about Raya.
No,
you pretty
looks
excited?
great. I'm really excited. Animation looks amazing. You know, all of Disney's animated, like 3D stuff, there's always so much love, especially if it's
pretty.
Pixar. It's not Pixar, but still, their stories are always just heartfelt and warm and good message. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, that'll be a huge double feature day in my house. We're gonna probably do Raya in the early evening, and then once the kids are to bed, Coming to America. I will
Nice.
There you go.
out
Double feature.
and we'll be all right.
That's fun. I think that's fun. That is kind of a cool double feature. I wonder how many people are going to be doing it that day. That is fun. Do any of you know about, as far as Raya, is that based on any sort of actual, like, myth or anything like that, or is this, like, a completely original tale? I've been meaning to, like, look it up, and I don't know.
I have no clue.
I want to say it's original.
Yeah.
Similar
It
to like
seems
Frozen.
like it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm real excited for that one. When you said that Aquafina was going to be the last dragon, that really like put it over the top for me because she's hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's March 5th. That'll be on Disney Plus. I didn't mention Coming to America is coming to Amazon Prime, and Tom and Jerry's an HBO Max joint. That came over with all the Warner Brothers stuff. So Cherry on March 12th. Really excited for that one, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch it.
Same.
Because it's on Apple TV Plus, and I don't need another streaming service. I've been trying to find out. I don't think it's coming to theaters. Not that I necessarily want to, go to a theater right now anyway, but I think it's like exclusive to Apple TV Plus. It's almost the first
I think you're right.
time that I can remember that happening to me, like that Apple had something that I really, really wanted. Are you guys familiar with the movie? Have you been checking out any of the coverage of that?
Yeah, I've been hearing about this film for such a long time now from the Russo brothers. It's their next big thing after, coming off is it the next big thing after the Marvel? They work with Marvel? Is this the next
they've
film?
been like executive producing things, I think, but yeah.
21 Bridges, I want to say.
I know there was a huge bid for this movie. Who's going to make it? Who's going to be starring? It was like Warner Brothers, I think, really wanted this film, and then I think Apple outbid them for that. And it was gonna star James Franco of all people, the man that got Me Too recently. So dodge a bullet that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been hearing nothing but buzz everywhere about this movie, so I'm really excited. But it's that barrier. I'm probably not going to get Apple subscription, honestly. So yeah,
They need to throw us a trial or something. That's what we need.
if you're listening, Apple.
The Beastie Boys couldn't convince me to get it, and this definitely will not.
Yeah. I'm just down for anything Tom Holland is putting out. I really, really liked him in like The Devil Inside. He's a great Spider-Man. And just I want to see him in stuff. I think he's super charismatic, charming, and hopefully he's great in Uncharted too. So Cherry, it's kind of a crime movie. Soldier comes back from the war, one of the wars, who knows which one, and has some addiction issues and has to rob banks and do that kind of stuff. So that is right up my alley. A crime movie like that, just it reminds me of like Hell or High Water, which was one of my favorite movies of the last like 5 years. So yeah, sounds really great. Maybe I'll break down and do like a month or something and cancel it just to see the movie. I don't know. And then we've come to the real one. The real ones know. March 18th. Zack Snyder's Justice League, the official title. HBO Max. So, I'm going to be there. I think I don't need to belabor the point. I am super excited. It's listed as a miniseries, so I think they're doing it episodic because it is 4 hours. I'm super into that as well. Expect to hear a lot about that. Any other thoughts, guys, on the Snyder Cut? No. Okay. Good.
It looked cool. It looked cool. I'm excited to see his vision, especially coming off all this amazing Joss Whedon news. So, I'm excited to see how his story was going to be told instead of the other way around. So I'll definitely give it a watch. I can't say how excited I am for it, though. I'm bracing for impact. So.
Good. Get ready.
That comes out to HBO Max on March 18th.
Oh, yeah. The next day...
Yeah, I know.
What's up, Nelson? Sorry.
I think Ryan Reynolds has been deflating some rumors that he'll be like a secret cameo. His Green Lantern supposedly going to be involved in that somehow.
Well, I mean, Tom Holland said none of the other Spider-Men are going to be in Spider-Man, so we'll see.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Oh, it'd be wonderful, even if he just dies or something. Man. So staying with the superhero theme, got season 1 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier premieres the next day, March 19th. I know the three of us, Mike, me, and Kayla, discussed it kind of at length, our thoughts. So but I wanted to get your take on it, Ryan. Are you excited? Have you been checking out WandaVision? I think you said
yeah, man. I think WandaVision has hyped me even more for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. At first, I was like, okay, all right, we're just dealing with just a follow of who's going to be the next Captain America, who is the responsibility for the Shield sort of deal. But it's a apparent setup, so it's going to bleed right into the next thing. But what got me more excited was, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the villain in the trailer, but Zemo, from the original comics, he's finally bringing out the OG mask that I want him to have. He's got this weird red maroon mask he's going to be wearing, and long as they do a great setup from WandaVision for the next thing, I think I'm more than excited to see this film. I think those two have a really great chemistry together. I've seen them all on interviews, just the public circuit of just doing all the Marvel films. They seem like they work together amazingly. So I'm excited. And Winter Soldier, the first film, was my favorite film of all time for the Marvel stuff. So if they bring any of that, I'd be excited as well.
Zemo was the guy in Winter Soldier, right? In the movie, he was in. He was in
Civil War.
Oh, Civil War.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if you actually see looked at the comics before, he's a villain to Captain America, essentially. Civil War. His costume, I don't think would have held up today, but he's just a big.
I don't get why he's bad.
Yeah, me either. I thought in the Civil War that was it. He found closure after everything, so I'm curious why he's back as well.
Black Panther, doesn't kill him at the end, and Zemo did the thing he wanted to do. Break up the Avengers or whatever, and I don't know.
What story they have to tell?
I've said my thoughts on the show.
Yeah, it'll be with how WandaVision is trending, not to spoil anything, but I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they just blend right into Falcon and Winter Soldier. It seems like two completely different vibes from the two shows.
Yeah. I think that show is going to lack everything that I like about WandaVision. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll take. I mean, I think Disney Marvel has kind of now proven to me that they can do television as good as their movies. At least, they got some runway for me. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. A new entry on this list, I just became aware of it actually on March 26th. Invincible. Have you guys heard of this at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not aware. Yeah. So it's based on a comic or graphic novel from Robert Kirkman, the Walking Dead guy. But it's an animated series for Amazon Prime. And it stars Steven Yeun of Walking Dead fame and Minari, and apparently one of our greatest living actors from what some people will say. And also J.K. Simmons. They're a father and son duo. Steven Yeun is a young burgeoning superhero. He's getting superpowers. His father, J.K. Simmons' character, is Superman, basically. I think his name's Omni-Man, but he's like an all-powerful type superhero. And from the descriptions I've read, it's kind of got a feeling similar to The Boys, like where, man, maybe Omni-Man isn't a superhero as much as you think. But I checked out the trailer and I was sold. You were aware of it, right, Nelson?
Yeah, Greg Miller from Kind of Funny is a huge fan of the comic, and was super. The project got announced a few years back, and yeah, I watched the trailer for it. The animation did not jive with me at all. I did not like the look of this thing at all. Oh, there it is. Yeah,
here it is, guys. I've read it. I didn't know it was gonna be. I wasn't going to be. I mean, the art style is very just simple. But it's really all about family. It follows like a guy called Mark Grayson. It's kind of like a coming of age, becoming a superhero, and what that means. Yeah, it's not like your average superhero thing. It's really strongly about family and what it means, like inherit like power and all that kind of stuff. Like a superhero family, just not like your origin story where you become a superhero. So it's a little bit different. It's a lot of fun. I think people like it.
Yeah, it looks the story part of it is what interested me more than the look of it.
Yeah, it looks kind of generic, I guess. The animation, that's what I would call it. It kind of reminds me of the old Superman cartoon, like mid 2000s or maybe early 2000s.
Animated series.
Yeah, the animated series. It kind of has a similar vibe to that, just real kind of basic cartoon work.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a new one. And then rounding it out on the 31st of March is Godzilla vs. Kong. Have any of you guys seen the most recent Godzilla?
Yeah.
No.
What
did you think of it, Ryan?
It's a Godzilla film. That's it. It's everything's better than the one in like 1999.
Sure.
I don't know.
I disagree.
You disagree? Okay. Well, I want to hear this. Why you disagree?
I would much rather watch Godzilla 99 than, what was that? 2015 was that newest reboot with Bryan Cranston.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Well, she's in the sequel. It looks like she's going to be and her character is going to come back in Godzilla vs. Kong as well. But yeah, I was not signing up for that sequel after that first one. No, but this I will. Kong Skull Island is fucking great.
Yeah,
so
really
good.
Rad.
The cover for Kong Skull Island was just so beautiful, and I saw the cover for the Godzilla versus Kong, and it looks similar. I love the color scheme that they have.
Yeah, the Kong Skull Island one is like 5 or so true like soldiers walking in the water, and now like Godzilla spikes kind of coming out of the water.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped for this movie. The only disappointment for me personally is like it's something I would have loved to watch in theaters. You know, just having that big kaiju monster versus monster. The trailer, makes me a bit sad though, because it's just Godzilla getting his ass whooped. His arms aren't long enough to like throw a punch.
Oh yeah.
You know, Kong just like
He's got that tail.
You know, so yeah,
Kong coming for that ass. So
he really was. Yeah.
All right, well, writing Kong
It's like
coming for that ass.
I'm excited though.
Oh man,
I
Ignitable
think it would make it better if it was instead, but
Oh man, yeah, that's gonna be. I guess I have to probably watch the second Godzilla movie to get, because
no,
you know
don't.
you gotta really get into the deep lore. I think
Thank you.
of the universe. It's a connected universe, Nelson. It's a connected universe. It's the Kongaverse or the Zillaverse.
I think your boy, your Oscar-winning friend Ken Watanabe said it best. Let them fight.
Oh my god.
Just let them fight.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yes. Did he survive the first one?
Did he? I
Spoilers.
don't remember. I don't remember. I'll be honest.
Man, I need some Ken Watanabe in something. I don't think he made it into Tenet. So I need. Where's he at? What if he can't get Nolan work? What is he doing? What is going on? Oh boy.
Those are all the things that I know of coming out in March.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
sure.
That's about it. It's a lighter month maybe overall. There's nothing that's like, you know, insane aside from the Snyder Cut. You know that's gonna be prime time.
I did want to mention I looked up Prince of Persia. I think it got delayed again. I
Really?
don't think it's coming out on March 18th.
Oh man, breaking news.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It was like March
I don't
5th,
too.
or I'm sorry, February 5th and February 8th. There were a bunch of things like Ubisoft delays Prince of Persia indefinitely. So,
Oof.
note.
Oof.
Yeah, and
Well-
then if I go to the, like, Ubisoft store and you can pre-order it, it says release December 31st, 2021.
Oh boy. There you go, Nelson. There's your coat of paint. That's a lot of painting they can do.
Yeah, it could
I
be exactly
see.
what they're
I
doing.
Maybe they're casting Ken Watanabe as the Prince of
Oh
Persia.
no.
Maybe that's his next gig. That's why they're
Oh.
delaying it.
Or Gyllenhaal. Oh man.
That's the time.
Alright, Ken Watanabe as Prince of Persia. I'm into it. So yeah, that completes everything in March. We're gonna have a lot of coverage on all that. I do want to, keeping with March themes and everything else, I do want to touch on some future episodes. We got a lot of fun ideas. Our last episode, we played a game. We played Bomb, and we really liked it. I've gotten some good feedback too. We had a lot of fun. I liked it mostly because I won. Everyone else liked it also because I won. But we're gonna do more of that kind of stuff. We're gonna play some games. We've got some good ideas and we're gonna bring on some of our first guests. Hopefully, sometime near the middle of next month. We want to have some guests lined up. So I'm working on the scheduling on all that, but we'll get that all figured out, and I'll let everyone know ahead of time. For our next episode 9, I said that it was going to be episode 7, but we moved it back. We're going to reboot failed video game adaptations. This could be a movie or a television show. Most likely movies, just because there's more options, but people are just going to pick what they want to reboot and pitch a reboot. How they would, fix something like Double Dragon as an example, or Alone in the Dark, or any of the other crap that's been pushed out for the last 20 years. So that's what we're going to do in our next episode 9. That'll hit on the 1st, March 1st, so that'll be our first episode. I did want to touch on, again, some of our, because we're getting to the end of February, some of our, let's call it, successes. We've had some great, when I get to check on our stats, I get to check on our listeners and stuff, I get all of those things, and it's real fun to look at. We have had downloads in 7 countries, I think. Let's see if I can name them. First, the United States of America, Germany, France, Indonesia, New Zealand,
Ireland.
I think that's them. So I think it's 6. I think that's 6 different
6
countries that we have. Over 320 downloads at this point. So, you know, just really great. I want to thank everyone out there listening. I hope you really like our stuff. I hope you, I find it funny. We try to have fun here. I hope you can see our passion and that we're just all buddies. You know, we're all friends here, just having a good time. So hopefully that rings true. Hopefully you can hear that when you listen to these podcasts, because it's just us hanging out, having fun, talking the things we were going to talk about anyway, but getting to share them with all of you. Anything you guys want to touch on in our first month of podcasting? How about you, Nelson?
Man, this has just been really fun. I love listening to the episodes I'm not on, because it's like just this fun, cool little pocket of friendship that I just get to listen to, and it's great. I love doing this.
How about you, Kayla?
I like listening to it, and I like doing it. I love talking about video games and movies and TV shows, so it works out perfect for me.
Anything to add, Ryan?
No, I'm just happy to have you listening. That's all. And if you have any feedback for us, I would greatly appreciate it. So we know what we can do better next time. It's a learning experience.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I did want to touch on, I mentioned it in a previous episode, but I want to mention it again. I hope people can take advantage of it. So if you go to anchor.fm/Machine of Nonsense, there's a little button right on the main page where you can leave us a voice message. Please do that. Leave us a message, maybe a topic that we should go over, some words of encouragement, some feedback, whatever you want to do. It could be silly or it could be profound, doesn't matter. And I will gladly put it into a future episode. We really want to have that type of engagement. We want to kind of build a community.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, so we love the feedback we've gotten. We shouted out to Katie, one of our biggest fans, and I also want to make a shout out to D, our good friend D, Demetrius. He put some nice words on our social media. He's always following our social media, so love hearing from him. So D, thank you very much. Katie, as always, thank you very much, and everyone else who's listening. Thank you guys. We've really enjoyed doing this. Our first month in the books, 8 episodes in the month. Hopefully we can keep doing this for you guys. Keep right on rolling, and here's to the next 300 and some downloads or whatever. We're coming for you.
Onwards and upwards.
Denmark. I think Denmark's the next one. We're gonna break into Denmark.
Oh, I was gonna be really sad if United States was not on that list.
See, I started with United States because if I had gotten to 5 or 6, and I would have just forgotten. I'm like, those are the ones. Yeah, it's like Germany, France, and Ireland. That's what we got, guys. If you haven't noticed, if you haven't noticed, I don't have the best memory, guys. So shouldn't probably run a podcast. You shouldn't have let me. Yeah, poor Raya.
Left her in the dust.
So we're gonna wrap up, and like I said, thank you, everyone. How about everyone say goodbye?
See ya.
Adios.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
See you guys.
Start the broadcast
Yep, General, we'll just start off the broadcast like that. General, what's your name?
My name is the General.
Michael Nelson.
Eric Fisher.
Josh Gralewski, starting off with a test broadcast, see how this thing goes. Now,
Not very broad. The
Kind of a
machine of
narrow
nonsense.
cast, though.
Okay, we have to figure out who's talking when. God damn it. Okay, so my topic, we're gonna start with the general. General. Boom, genie pops out. What's your wish? One wish.
That's good.
You'll see.
This was the only option for this.
Wow.
It's gonna be Twisted Metal. This is a Twisted Metal game, by the way.
Twisted Metal?
Yes.
We're playing Twisted
If I had
Metal?